I do not know how many of you have realized that those days no family encouraged anybody to play sport, especially cricket, because it's time consuming and at the same time a distracting sort of a sport. They don't mind allowing a kid to play as a pastime. But unfortunately or fortunately enough, I chose this game which required total involvement and backed up by passion. So when with such a sort of a embarrassing sort of a situation, the family, I come from a very well-educated family. So my father was very, very against me pursuing this game, because no one ever imagined that cricket in 2015 per day, if you happen to play a decent level of cricket like Ranji Trophy, will fetch you 60,000 rupees per day. And when we played, it was 5 rupees a day. Okay? And that too, I was in Basungudi. The games were all played in Majestic. So that 5 rupees, either I had to choose to go by bus, that means about 1.5 rupees going and coming is gone, or I used to walk the distance and play. But however, whatever the effort was, today I can proudly say it has given me a rich dividend, not monetarily, but it has given me an identity which, as you all know, everyone is aspiring these days. Some form or the other, they would like to be identified. Yes or no?
Yes.
Isn't it? See, at least by God's grace, I have been bestowed upon that reputation and image and whatever it is. So the effort end result has been positive. I did play for India when I was doing my second engineering. One thing, when I was selected, the atmosphere at home was fuming, boiling, I don't know how my mother took it, because my father, being a doctor himself, very highly qualified, he was fuming, walking up and down, and wouldn't talk to me, wouldn't look at me also. And the questioning aspect is always mother. So mother was trying to console him, said, look, take it easy. He has been selected. And to be very honest, those days mothers are not as educated as these days mothers are. They're all very housewife, typical, they're real homemakers, so to say. So she was not that well educated as such. But she didn't even know why she was protecting me from my father. So she said, she didn't even realize that, there is something, that, oh, he is going to play for India, that extra flame and, fame, everything will be there. She didn't even imagine that. But somehow, the attitude of my father, she wanted to suppress it. Somehow anyway, after that, there was a lot of, for a couple of days, it went on, and the people around, neighbors and everything, they came to know that my dad is not allowing me to go to West Indies. That news went to the then ruler of Mysore, Jayachamraj, and whoever was working in Mysore at that point of time, they were all his. He was an employer and they were all employees. So one fine day I was in Mysore doing my engineering lab. I got a call from Palace that please come to Bangalore. So subsequently I spoke to my father, He said, yes, you have been called, I said, how to me? He said, should I come or not? It's up to you. This is the conversation going on. So anyway, somehow, courage took over me by sharing a taxi those days, by paying 5 rupees for Mysore. 6 of us in one ambassador car, managed to reach Bangalore. The following morning, I went along with my dad to Jayachamdara Wadiyar here. So I was like him, just about 17, 18 or 19 at that time when I was doing it. So he said, Doctor, I'm telling you the conversation in Kannada. You will understand. Aim Swami, subordinate. Maganigan West Indies Kapsal there, My father couldn't say anything, yes or no, because Hamilton is his boss. They just kept quiet. I'm telling you, he's the first Kannadiga to represent the country. I want you to let him go. Let's see what happens later on. So he said, he just walked off. Because before he fires him. We were coming back in an auto. He wouldn't talk to me. He's mumbling, Guru, 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 Guru. I said, what's happening, man? Somehow, but there's quite a distance from Palace to Pasangudi, So that was an ordeal ride for me. Sitting almost in a corner and sort of thing. Then anyway, we reached home. So my mother was eagerly waiting to know what is the outcome. He just pushed her aside and went in. I felt sorry for my mom. Then, one of another relative of mine came in. Then he explained to my father, look, what come may, your boss has asked him to go. You please allow him to go. He said, no, if he goes to West Indies, he will miss his engineering and he will be on the road. That's all they were thinking, He said, no, you don't know what's happening, what is in store. So with this sort of a background, and I just happened to have a small chat with this little boy, I was amazed. He's talking about the leg spin and the Googles and how to take a batsman, He's talking. I said, man, you're lucky. See, these are the days, those are the days we played cricket like that. But anyway, by God's grace, I did well, came back, but another ordeal. University of Mysore declared I didn't get my hall ticket, shortage of attendance, again starts. So my father, was furious. But as bad luck would have it, after a month or so, he passed away. The whole thing, actually before I went to West Indies, I gave him my word, don't worry, I'll get my degree. Whether qualified, highly qualified engineer or not, but anyway I'll get my B. So that is one of the reasons why from 62 to 66, I have to give up cricket because I'd given my word. I did my engineering and I stayed to come back against West Indies. And well, afterwards is the history. But cricket has been enormously encouraging for me, education-wise, more than engineering, because it taught me how to move with people. What is humility? Because, see, at times, if I look back, Sir Gary Sobers, I'd taken him out. I didn't even realize I'd taken him out. Okay? But today, if somebody asks me, have you bowled against UN teachers? I'll first say I've taken him out twice. I mean, that sort of a. But I can promise you one thing. cricket is has got all the principles of management. Because today you have seen how India is playing. They are playing a tremendously fantastic cricket. Surely you can see that the biggest thing that is happening in Indian cricket now is the togetherness. You know, you can see that if someone takes a catch or someone stops, you see all people go and give fives, isn't it? When we used to take a wicket, no one used to look at us. No? I used to look myself, oh, I taken a Anyway, but we have got to appreciate at that point of time that was how it was. Now these days, it's different. And many people these days are shouting a lot of, praises and this and that. They keep referring to my name on and off, on and off. It makes me feel very happy, but more than that, as I said earlier, now I feel that one should be little amicable to everyone, And I'm really grateful to this Durga Petals for having brought me. And I can promise you one thing: if I were to be playing now, I would have definitely invested in one of the projects. Really, honestly. Not because of anything. I saw the technology that has been used here. I think it's amazing. I thought tall buildings, I used to see scaffoldings and this and that. And here is a totally different concept. And looking at their engineering, I feel my engineering is zero. And as I said, I wish I was playing these days. Could have been one of your neighbors. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello. So first of all, it's a great honor, to share the same seat and see you in person. So thank you, Durga Petals as well. I want to thank them for giving us wonderful opportunity to, have seen you in person as well. So I've got a couple of questions, if I can ask. The first one would be on your career. As you've said that you had to leave cricket for some time, to complete your engineering, which I've also seen in your biography as well. So I want to ask, how was the pressure? Because I know your passion was always cricket, but you want to fulfill your father's dream to complete your engineering. So the time when you were away from cricket, doing your engineering, so how difficult it was, and while coming back to cricket again, what differences you found?
Well, a very interesting question actually, because for a passion-driven cricketer like me, and studying engineering, okay, I think it's both a problem.
I totally agree.
And I don't know if you ask me how did you do engineering while playing cricket, it's $1 million question. I cannot give an answer for that. But for having given my word to my dad, I thought it was my utmost duty to qualify myself first. Because those days, without education, you had no standing. Okay? It's not, even today also, because the money alone will not help you all the time to, sort of get the attention. Because these days, the unfortunate side is, they have so much of reputation, they cannot move around like me. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Sachin Tendulkar sleeps for 2 hours. Between 3 and 4, only he drives around his Jaguar and that's it. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, I don't think I asked for that. I will never ask for that sort of a life. I would like to be with people, enjoy the comradeship and, what is basic values of life. But after having said that, it was a very tough task for me to focus on my engineering when other players were playing Indian cricket. Okay, I'm talking about the, at that time English cricket was, English team was on, Australian team was on, New Zealand team was on, and others. I knew I had the capability of taking wickets, but I had to do something which had a firm foundation for my life. So it was a very Herculean task to divert my mind and focus totally on my studies. And Uparwala grace, I manage both. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anyone else, please? Any more questions here, please? Please.
Hello, sir. Myself, Prashant. Actually, I just wanted to ask you, like, when you started your cricket career, actually, and you don't know that point of time you will be success or not, did you have the fear of failure, and how you used to handle that? Because leaving your engineering, you came to a different field. Then again, you are not sure, like, whether you will be actually successful or not. So, did any fear of failure used to come in your mind, or only passion?
Well, that's also interesting actually, in the sense, see, if this boy, okay, I can see he is really wedded to this game, wedded to his off-spin bowling and leg spin. His dad is also confused because of it, okay. But whatever it is, that passion in this age group, even up to say 20, 21, I don't think fear comes into play at all. Because you see, when does the fear actually comes into play is when you start earning, when you have to live on that. And suddenly you will see that when the earning is, living is, there's no equation, then you will feel the fear of existence. Am I right? No?
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
Suddenly you will start fearing because your earning is not that good enough, but lifestyle to meet, the demand is more. But at the time of playing, I can promise you one thing is blind faith and blind passion that drives you to play. The fear will not come. And incidentally, I'll tell you one more thing. When I played my first test in Chennai, you'll be surprised.
62, 1962.
No?
61.
61,
Yes,
62.
yes.
Okay? See, it was a 6 days game. We were paid. I did not know how much we will be paid. But eventually now I can say we were paid 125 rupees. Okay? So there are 6 days game, there's a day's rest, and then the 4th and the 5th day. That was the plan or the schedule. On the 3rd day, the treasurer of the board comes and gives a brown packet containing 125 rupees. No? So I didn't know. I asked him, what is this? He called it smoke money. No? Smoke money, I just said, what is the smoke money is all about? So I said, why? He said, you fool, you play for a country, you'll get 125 rupees. So I didn't even know that playing for a country you'll get paid. Honestly. I didn't even know. But as and when the days rolled by, I started realizing that, yes, if there's an effort, there's an appreciation. In various forms. One is friendship, admirers, and there's a little monetary benefit too. Okay? And once it so happened, to tell you the fact, many times I was the man of the match. Best bowler of the match. Okay? You know what I used to get? Small, medium wave Sanyo radios. Radio small, it used to in chai shop or that Panwala shop they used to be. That is what we were given. And it so happened, Indian team was so together at that point of time. So the then manager or the captain, or one of the players, captain, he went and told the captain, what is this? Every match, Prasanna becomes the best bowler, G.R. Vishwanath becomes the best batsman. We are not getting anything. Captain asked him, you want to share that? And that is what our togetherness was. So anyway, all these things teaches you something anyway. Cricket was very funny at that point of time. And as I said, the only person who used to come and Akme was Vishen Singh Bedi. That was because before bowling every ball or next over, I used to tell him where the batsman used to get out. And he used to wait for that. And it used to happen like that, and he was so excited he used to come. You know? And that was my authority. Out of 190 wickets which I have taken, I can proudly say 160 were all nominated players. You know? It so happened once we were playing England in Chennai. We had set a target of 196 or 212 runs to get. England side was 83 no loss. Ajit Wadek was the captain. So somehow I don't know what made him. He had not given me bowling, but somewhere they even till today, in spite of the fact Ashwin is bowling really well, they seems to refer Ashwin to me, you know, Prasanna. Okay, the whole stadium, we want Prasanna, we want Prasanna, because the game match was drifting. So Wadekar gave me the ball. He said, hold tight, he said, like Bombay. You know? Bombay people always, you know, they hold the money or whatever. Their lifestyle itself is very dictated by XYZ parameters. So I told him, what's 130 runs to go, 2 days to go. If I bowl tight, the match may be over tomorrow morning. You know, they will get runs. So you allow me to bowl. Either we'll finish the match today or give it up. And I just asked him, you go stand there and catch, you know. And I bowled 5 overs, 4 wickets. 2 catches were taken by captain only. You know? And we won the match with 37 runs. But what I am trying to tell you is, those days also we were not scared. When does the fear comes into play is the bottom line is existence. If I am playing today, and if I am scared of not being dropped, I am using the word scared in that form. You know, being dropped, then you will get, you know, little jittery. But if you are confident of your opponent, I think capabilities, I don't think, you know, one should be really scared of. But the greatest thing that this game has taught me is, you fall down, you dust yourself and get up and walk. That's how it is. The spirit of the game.
One last question. Just one last question. For today's life, like for fitness point of view, if I have a choice for either yoga or gym, which is better? What you suggest?
Yoga to start with.
Yoga.
You know, but it has to be supplemented with gym, because I think the famous saying, healthy mind and healthy body, you'll only get with these two combinations. If I were to be playing now, I would have been much better than that.
Yeah, one more question, please.
Hello sir, my name is Farooq. I got actually 2 questions for you. First one is, during those days, who do you think was the most dangerous batsman that you have bowled? And about this 2015 World Cup, apart from India, who do you think that got best chances to win?
The present one. Okay.
Okay.
My evaluation, Australia, India, New Zealand, mind you, but the South Africa will come back from behind.
Okay.
You know, because I think then that means a quality four will play, and it may be between Australia and India.
Okay.
That's one. And this second question is what?
The first question, the dangerous batsman that you.
How old are you?
I'm 30.
Have you heard of players named like Sobers,
Yeah.
Anna,
Yes, yes.
Ian Chappell,
Yes.
Vivian Richards?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
I think Vivian Richards and Gary Sobers.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. You have really taken it back, and we are now remembering our childhood. Sir, I did a little research about you, and you please tell me if I am correct. I think you held the bat at age 5 of yours. Am I correct, sir? It is there. Yeah, it is there. Well, now, may I request Mr. Shivram Kupachi, our CMO, to please introduce about Durga Petals.
I think most of us know about Durga Petals here, right? How many of you don't know about Durga Petals? I think most of us are customers, so I'll not take too much time. We approached Shri Prasanna to join us for his entire World Cup campaign. It was a small gesture for us to have a camaraderie with our own existing customers. To come here, spend some time along with Shri Prasanna, cheer for India. So as this campaign goes, we'll get it back. And our support for India is to get the World Cup back to India from Australia. So with this, what next plan is that we are planning to show the highlights of the match that happened today, which India won. We'll have a chance to watch the match with Shri Prasanna. Whenever you have a question to ask at that moment of the match, please raise your hand. We'll pause that highlights and you can ask the question. Vice versa, at any point of time that Shri Prasanna wants to give a comment about a particular moment of the match, he will ask us to pause and he'll give us an input. Okay? While the match is going on, probably we'll have some soft drinks served to all of you. Thank you.